Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/surviving infidelity, where OP is now walking the right path towards recovery. Let's begin. When does it start to get easier? Posted by Reddit user 1ad1078.
Hi guys, life has been extremely difficult in the past few days. I was with my now ex for a few years and life was great. We had our ups and downs as anyone does, but as a whole, the relationship made me feel like the best version of myself. I genuinely thought that this was the one and we would have gone down the whole marriage and kids pathway. For the last 4 years we've been working like crazy to save up for the deposit to buy our first home. And we had actually got there and were exchanging contracts next week. Life was great and we couldn't wait to move into our first home together. About 2 months ago, my now ex went on holiday with her best friend for 3 days, which was great, but it was lovely seeing her having a nice trip. She got back, everything was normal, and we carried on preparing for the move, buying more stuff, and just genuinely getting ready. It was her birthday last week, and before we moved in I saved up to take her away for her birthday as a present. It was brilliant, and we got home last Friday and I had to nip over to my parents' house quickly for 20 minutes. Within that 20 minutes, she decided to tell me over text that she cheated on me, twice within that holiday that she went on with her friend. I was trying to find out why, so I was asking her like why? Why only tell me now? Why carry on without telling me? But she's blocked my number and all of my socials, so I'll never even know. Not that it would probably even help, but I just wanted some idea to potentially try and close off the thoughts and the whys. I genuinely feel broken inside. At first I just felt anger, and as time goes on I'm just feeling like a shell. The sadness is unreal. I genuinely don't care anymore about anything. And I can't even work because I can't even focus. I went to her place to drop off some clothes I had on set, and she unblocked me to purely say that if I go round without any consent again, she'll get the police involved. I feel so lost, hurt, confused, and just genuinely beyond sad. I'm a strong person, but sometimes it just feels like I'm not strong enough to keep up with all my emotions. Now for OP's update. Hey Reddit, it's been a while and a lot has happened, 175 days to be exact, and some people wanted an update. Here's the update for those that want to know or care to read. At the time of my last post, I was mainly angry. Understandably, there has been no contact from my ex at all, both ways, nothing at all from her, and I've not reached out at all either. Through reflection, I've understood that she was extremely narcissistic and I was sadly being emotionally abused. While it shouldn't be, as a man, I felt it quite embarrassing for myself. How did I not realize? How was I so stupid? But ultimately, it's not on me. There's bad and good in this world, and I know that I'm a good person and nothing I have ever done meant I should have deserved this. Her friend messaged me actually. I think she was drunk, saying that my ex actually cheated on me 3 times instead of the 2. It was full-on sex and not just kissing, not that it makes it any worse, etc. At the time, I think I got through the pain, and it was a lot of pain, through my work and going to the gym. Sadly, a month after this news I was made redundant too. I'm still in this role, leaving at the end of this month. During this time, I crashed hard, and I felt lows that I've never felt before. Full-on depression, I developed anxiety, and my mental health was truly in the mud. I often had thoughts where I considered that I couldn't cope, and I wasn't strong enough to continue to deal with my struggles. It was and is terrifying to feel unable to feel safe and comfortable in my own mind. However, I reached out for help. I rang my local doctors and got prescribed medication to help with the anxiety, and it has seriously helped. However, the deep sadness wouldn't shift. I know that I'm extremely lucky to have this, but through my work I can have 6 free of charge counseling sessions. Last month, I felt extremely low again, more than usual, and I decided to seek this help that was on offer. I've had 2 of these sessions so far, and while they're extremely hard, I'm proud that I've actually reached out. I'm not a guilty person. I've just been a victim, and I realized it's time to focus on me. It's time to heal. It's time to move forward. And it's time to live and work towards the happiness and success that I have yet to see this in world. It's a work in progress, but I'm getting there. I'm starting to understand, and I'm starting to regain everything that I have lost mentally. I've also started a TikTok account that has some calming videos to help anyone, suffering or not, to have a moment's minute of peace. We deserve it. I'm not begging for followers. I genuinely don't care about that at all. But if you feel like it might help, then it's Mindful Minds 1. Everyone here on this page, you're strong, you can heal, and you can find the love and happiness that each and every one of us deserves. Love yourself.
Forget about dodging a bullet, you dodged an artillery shell. Look man, she was the lowest of the low. She was just using you, not caring how it hurt you. I'm glad that you got out of that relationship before marrying her or even having children with her. You're walking down the right path. Continue to work on yourself. Pour yourself into your career. Start new hobbies. Start going to the gym. Maybe even join a sports team. Find your old friends and catch up. Engage your mind in things that truly make you happy. Thank you for the update. Take care of yourself, man. And now for today's second story. Revenge is a dish best served cold. Mine has been cooling for 10 years and counting. Posted by Reddit user PettyAF452.
I have been married to my husband for 20 years now. We have 2 kids, 16 and 13. My husband is what I would consider a high earner by middle-class standards. Also, strap in folks, this is going to be long. I've never told anyone, so. TLDR, my husband cheated on me. I dragged the guilting for almost a decade, then ruined his life and chased him out of town. 10 years ago, and by complete coincidence, I found out that my husband has been cheating on me with men, and that from before we got married. We live in a smallish town in the south of the USA. Him coming out as gay will have consequences. I believe that is the only reason he has not come out to anyone. First, here's how I found out he was cheating on me. He got sloppy, left a credit card bill for a secret card in the pocket of a coat. While going through it, I found all the telltale signs of infidelity. Payments to a hotel in a nearby county, restaurant bills, gifts, flowers, condoms and lubricant etc. I started camping outside the hotel on days he told me he would be late, and I saw him bringing different men there. I am very good at compartmentalization and have a great poker face, comes with growing up in an abusive household, so I was able to give myself the time to cool off and to come up with what I should do. First thing I did was getting an STD panel, since I didn't know how safe he was with his partners. It came out negative. Then I convinced him that we should use condoms, since I was having side effects from the pill. He was okay with it. I had a long think, and I came up to the decision that I was not going to confront him, nor was I going to leave him. He was able to provide me a really good lifestyle, one that I would never be able to afford with my high school diploma. A cleaning lady, a nanny to help with the kids, regular spa days and a country club, a new car every other year, luxury family vacations every year. He was a good dad, a good partner, the cheating aside, and really good in bed. But I was not going to let him have a single guilt-free week in his life. That would be my revenge. I started small, planning great date nights for us, telling him that I felt our relationship has cooled, that I wanted the spark back. Then I would sometimes slip into conversation some tea about a cheating husband, a gasp gay man that has been using his poor wife as a beard, complimenting the only gay couple we know for having the courage of being real men, who were out and proud of themselves. On the other hand, I would praise him as the perfect husband to anyone and everyone, especially if he was in earshot. The amount of guilt gifts I got was astounding. The man was even sending me flowers weekly. It continued the same way for years. I could literally see how much it was weighing on him. Me? Well, my parents were part of a commune with the concept of free love. I was the same. I just considered myself in an open marriage. It seems that cheating is easier to ignore if you are not that big on monogamy in the first place. And my husband was keeping me satisfied, so I felt no need to find a partner of my own. Then 4 years ago, I guess he met the love of his life. He started seeing just the one guy. I was seriously thinking of ending the whole thing, especially since I have started a business by then, and was able to bring in enough money to support myself and my kids, while maintaining my lifestyle. But then he went and introduced his side piece to us. He fucking brought him into our house, introduced him to our kids, and that was enough for me to keep tormenting him. Apparently he was a new friend he made while golfing. He started hinting at moving to another state, one where it would be easier for him to come out. I refused. I told him that my business was here and I was not going to start over in another state. Also, the kids had their friends and extended family here. It would be unfair to uproot them. Then he started trying to start arguments. I guess he wanted us to fight. Then for me to ask for a divorce. I just stopped all those arguments in their tracks. I would just agree with whatever he said. He was right, I was wrong. And to make it up to him, how about a nice dinner and some great sex? He hated that. I knew from spying on his phone that having sex with me felt like cheating on his boyfriend. The audacity of this man. I also knew that his boyfriend was pressuring him to leave me almost every day. He was stuck between a rock and a hard place. He started drinking, and when it got too heavy, that was when I decided that enough was enough. I wanted to ruin his life, not his health. Also, I grew up with an alcoholic father and did not want that for my kids. So I gathered all the evidence of his infidelity over the last 9 years, photos with different men, conversations, his Grindr profile, even though he no longer had one, everything. Then I hired a divorce attorney and mailed the evidence to his employer. He has a morality clause in his contract, and adultery breaks it. All his relatives, including parents, as well as our church, I was never big on religion like him. It was like a bomb exploded. He was fired. The congregation turned on him for cheating. Not for being gay, let's keep that straight. I would never allow me kids to be part of a church that discriminated against their father. Even if he was not out, his parents wouldn't take him in after I kicked him out, and he was shamed publicly. Gotta love that small town gossip mill. And the cherry on the top. His boyfriend was run out of the town, and he couldn't follow him because he wanted to fight for custody of our kids. Now almost a year later, I am a free woman. I got to keep the house, my car, and my business. He got 75% of the retirement and investments accounts, but he won't be paying alimony. I got full custody, he got visitations. I also got child support. He had to move 6 hours away to find a new job. Couldn't put the last job he worked at his whole life as a reference. His relationship with his family is rocky, his reputation in town is ruined, so he can't move back anytime soon. The love of his life left him for good. And my kids only tolerate him because I did my best to shield them, and to tell them that he is still a good father to them. I also made sure to treat him politely, never talked bad about him, and had a lengthy talk about how their father being gay is okay. It's who he is and that it was not his fault. That the only wrong thing he did was hiding it from me. So I guess the results of his cheating was years of guilt followed by a ruined life. Edit. Let's make something clear. I am not the good person in this story. We were both bad. I am not here trying to get pats on the back or to be told that I did well. I know that what I did was messed up. I am here because I wanted to tell someone, and I can't do that IRL.
I get that he was terrified of coming out, and I feel for him in that regard, but it doesn't change the fact that he's still a lying, cheating piece of shit. And do you know what's worse? He then tries to make you move to another state where you have no support system, no income, blah blah blah. For what reason? Just to make his life easier? Yeah, no, fuck him. You were smart in how you handle things, OP. All he had to do was not to bring his cheating into your own home, which is like the easiest thing to do, and he still managed to mess that up. He fucked around and found out, literally and figuratively. Well done, OP. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch, absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.